The moving truck was already in my driveway. My parents were smiling. My uncle was holding forged paperwork. And they all thought I was about to be evicted from my own home. They didn't know that, legally, they were already trespassers. If you've ever felt invisible in your own family, if you've ever been underestimated, sidelined, or treated like background noise while others took the credit, hit like, subscribe to Past Quest stories, and settle in. Because this isn't just a revenge story. This is a lesson in boundaries, patience, and quiet power. The night of my 18th birthday looked perfect from the outside. Cedar vaulted ceilings. Champagne that cost more than most people's rent. Laughter that sounded rehearsed instead of real. My parents, Christopher and Jennifer, floated through the room like royalty. My brother Jordan live-streamed everything, narrating the Vance family legacy to thousands of followers who believed our life was flawless. But I wasn't being celebrated. I was being counted down. Every smile they gave me carried the same unspoken thought. Midnight is coming. The keys will be ours. So while the party roared on, I slipped into the library. Dim light, leather-bound books, silence. My phone glowed blue in my hands as I reviewed the final document one last time. My heart wasn't racing. It was steady, cold, certain. When I pressed confirm, my digital signature sealed something irreversible. The entire multi-million-dollar inheritance was transferred into a private, irrevocable trust. A legal vault they could never break into. Midnight came and went. They toasted. I secured my future. The next morning, Pacific fog swallowed the horizon. I stood on the porch with coffee gone cold, watching headlights push through the white haze. A moving truck. Then my parents' sleek black car. They stepped out wearing triumph-like perfume. "We've got it all organized, Maddie," my father said, already waving movers toward the door. "This house belongs to the family unit now. You'll move into the guest cottage." He didn't see the man behind me in a charcoal suit, or the sheriff leaning against the railing. In the eyes of the law, my father was already a stranger at the gate. You see, I grew up as what psychologists call the invisible child. But in our family, I was more like a load-bearing beam. Essential, silent, ignored until something went wrong. Jordan was the sun. I was the structure holding everything up. At 12, I won a regional architecture competition. 3 months of work, precision, passion. When I brought the trophy home, my mother didn't look up. Jordan had scraped his knee. "Get the antiseptic," she said. The trophy sat on the counter for 3 weeks. Then I moved it to the garage myself. That pattern never changed. My successes were footnotes. Jordan's inconveniences were emergencies. At 17, I earned a full scholarship to a prestigious architecture program. I didn't tell them for months. I already knew the reaction. When they found out, they sold my car. The one I bought with 3 years of waitressing tips. They used the money to buy Jordan a professional cinema drone. "He's the future of the family brand," my father said. I didn't argue. I opened a mental ledger instead. That was the day I realized my compassion had been overdrafted for years. Account closed. While Jordan trashed the garage for viral content, I studied trust documents in the library. My grandparents' coastal estate wasn't just property. It was the only place I'd ever been loved without conditions. My grandfather taught me how to read structures, how rot hides beneath polish, how honesty matters more than appearances. He told me, if the wood is rotten at the core, gold trim won't save it. He wasn't just talking about houses. Before he died, he handed me the original trust documents. Responsibility, not a gift. The morning he passed, my father's first call wasn't to a funeral home. It was to a luxury real estate agent. That's when grief hardened into resolve. I went to a lawyer, signed the papers, built a wall they could never climb. Back on the driveway, My Uncle Jeffrey waved a manila envelope like a trophy. Deed, construction loan, plans already approved. Until my lawyer took the envelope. The silence was surgical. The deed was forged. The notary stamp fake. The loan secured fraudulently. $500,000 already stolen. Deputy Miller stepped forward. My parents panicked. Jeffrey turned pale. Jordan stopped filming. I looked at them calmly. "You can't take what you don't own," I said. I filed a trespass warning. Gave them 1 hour to leave. My mother screamed that they raised me. I replied, "You raised background noise." Then I locked the door. For the first time in my life, I knew exactly who held the key. Handcuffs clicked. The moving truck reversed. The fog lifted. Their empire collapsed on gravel while the house stood untouched. Quiet, solid, protected. 6 months later, the house is peaceful. My uncle is serving time. My parents rent a small apartment. Jordan's online fame didn't survive the truth. I learned something vital. Family isn't blood. It's behavior. Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're self-respect. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments, have you ever had to stand your ground against your own family? Subscribe to Past Quest Stories for more true stories of quiet strength, earned justice, and unstoppable resolve. Because sometimes, the most powerful revenge is building a life they can never touch.